You're ready, you're good.
Alrighty, so this is a housing for our oxygen tank. On board every one of our ambulances, we have to have a certain level amount of oxygen. So this is primarily responsible for keeping that oxygen safe. There's a housing system. If we need to change out the O2, all we have to do is just lift this lever here. There's a control here, and we can press down, it'll lower down to the ground for us. That's another one of our safety and improved benefits with our newer style ambulances. The old ones, we would actually have to manually pick up the tank and pull it down to the ground, then pick it up, put it back up. So this compartment here holds our stair chair. We can use this in the event that our stretcher can't get inside a house or we encounter so many steps. We don't like to take those big stretchers down steps because it becomes a tipping hazard and lifting hazards for us. So what we can do is actually pull out this chair here. It'll extend down into a seat. And then we can have the patient sit down. We would secure the patient. There's some rails that come down, and it would actually slide down the steps with our control. So within this cabinet, it houses a couple different things for us. We have some ballistic vests in the event that we are called up in an active shooter situation. We have helmets that go along with it. We're able to carry this bag in with us. It's called our active shooter bag. And basically within the bag, it has two different bags that just have stop the bleed stuff in it. So we can carry these in. We don't have to take the actual big bag with us. We can encounter patients, we can stop the bleed and get care there, to them faster. On this shelf right here, we have life jackets in case we have to go out to the river and do river rescues. So within this cabinet, we have a backboard and a scoop stretcher. We use these as transport devices. If we have the extrication, then we can go inside the vehicle. We can put the patient on the actual device and we can move that patient. Our scoop stretcher is really good for if we have a fall victim and they maybe hurt their hip. What'll happen is the actual stretcher will come apart. We can go around both sides of the patient, connect back in the middle, and then we're allowed to pick up and move that patient. We also have some portable stretchers in the event that we have a mass casualty incident. We can take these out, we can use these, we can actually hang them in the back of our truck to transport more patients. So in the back of the actual patient compartment, we call this on the ambulance, we have a seat here. This is primarily for us whenever we need to call into the hospital or talk on the radio. Every one of our seats is equipped with a seat belt to help keep us safe. In the event that we need to get up, we can unbelt, switch over to the bench seat here if we need to, rebelt, and then start patient care. Here is our narcotic safe. So we carry some different medicines that are pain relievers, or we might need to stop a seizure. So we can keep those locked up here to make sure they're safe. This top cabinet right here is primarily housing all of our different drugs that we might need in the event patient goes into cardiac arrest, or they have a slow heart rate, or they experience an overdose. We just have different types of medicines that we can give. This is our airway cabinet. It houses nasal cannulas, nebulizers, non-rebreathers, all of our intubation supplies. This cabinet is responsible for housing our different types of IV needles and supplies. So we have our IV catheterization stuff, we have Band-Aids, we have what we call start kits. We can pull those out and it'll actually, we can start an IV. We have different monitor stuff in here, so like our electrodes. And then we have BVMs on the top shelf here. And this last cabinet here is responsible for housing all of our BLS supplies. So we have roller gauze, different types of clean gauzes. We have some OB kits at the top. We have different splinting devices. We have stop the bleed tourniquets in this cabinet. So primarily any BLS skill, you can find all your supplies here. We have a housing device for the monitor, just so that way in the event that we're in an accident, we can secure the monitor here and it won't go anywhere. New to our trucks is the vent. Every one of our trucks has a vent on there. We use this if we have patients that need transport from hospital to hospital, or long distance transports that patients might be intubated and can't protect their own airway. So we'll use that to provide ventilation to the patients en route from different hospitals. This is what we call our bench seat area. We can have family members sit back here if we have young children. They can also make sure they're in seat belts. This is primarily where you'll see your paramedic or EMT sitting in the back of one of our ambulances, taking care of the patient, because the stretcher would go exactly where I'm standing.